into the danger zone.
The Drew Yari Show.
The Drew Yari Show.
Yeah, man, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Stupid idiot.
Drew Yari. The Drew Yari Show begins now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Drew Yari Show. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Wednesday. It's pre-Turkey Day. And we're here to provide you a service on such an occasion. This is going to be a pretty nice show, pretty jam-packed show of the experience. I am Drew. You guys already know me, and with me, as always, I'm very thankful for, is my podcasting partner in crime.
That was a mouthful. Justin from Spinebuster Tees, spinebustertees.com.
Yes, sir. Like I mentioned, tonight's going to be pretty jam-packed. We're going to be doing a Q&A tonight, as like a pre-Thanksgiving show. Because we were originally supposed to do it this past Saturday. I scheduled it not knowing that there was a pay-per-view on Saturday. So we just decided to just do the Q&A tonight since it's a pre-Thanksgiving show. So you're going to be getting a Q&A after the show. And we're going to be going over the usual. Might just keep it a little bit more compact and just stick to reviewing Full Gear this past Saturday, predicting Survivor Series. There's really no news per se. I mean, there's just one tidbit with the PWI tag teams, but we're not going to go all crazy with that. We're just going to do the top 10 because that's all available. And if there's time, maybe play a little game I have available for Justin here.
Sure.
But do you even want to review the shows, or you just want to jump straight into Full Gear?
Yeah, like SmackDown. Like there's really nothing to talk about. Like, yeah, we can jump into Full Gear. That's fine.
All right. So Full Gear, AEW Full Gear was this past Saturday in Inglewood, California. I'm sorry, in the Kia Forum. Matches. I have the matches right here. All right, so there were three? Yeah, 3 pre-show matches. Something on my phone. The first pre-show match was
wow.
I just had some pie. Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's coming back up. Singles match for the ROH World Championship. Eddie Kingston defeated Jay Lethal. Thoughts?
Pre-show match.
It was a pre-show match. That's it.
I mean, I don't know what you want to say about it. Like, it was a pre-show match. I mean, it wasn't good. I mean, I'll say it wasn't good. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like great. It was a match. I mean, what can you say about it? Like, what can we break down and analyze and nitpick about it? It's nothing. It was just a pre-show match.
I don't know. I just want to see Jay Lethal get picked up by WWE somehow. That's really all I have to say.
I do not want to see that.
I do because I love Jay Lethal.
I like Jay Lethal, but no. He's past that age where he can't be in NXT. You know, he's not going to be used on the main roster as a main eventer or even like an upper mid card. He's going to be there to job and put guys over. You know what I mean? Which is not a bad thing. I mean, because he's a good hand, but it's like, you know, if AEW doesn't see anything in him currently, I don't, suspect WWE would either. So
I think they'll pick him up for any reason. He's useful, even if it's not for like physicality.
Oh yeah, for backstage stuff and like for being a coach. Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. But just on TV, it's like no, it's a waste of money to pick up Jay Lethal.
I disagree, but let's move on. Singles match, Claudio Castagnoli versus Buddy Matthews.
Very good match. Very good match.
Why was this on the pre-show? I mean,
you put on the main show, and have people complain about, this should have been, this should be on the pre-show. This pay-per-view went 5 hours. I thought the pay-per-view time length was good for Full Gear. I mean, it wasn't like nauseating long as the other pay-per-views this year. So if you put this on the main show, then it kind of defeats, kind of backfires on people wanting the show a little bit shorter. So,
right. I don't know. I like both guys. I thought it was a good match on the pre-show.
Oh yeah, it was very good. I liked it.
Yeah. I mean, you're kind of right. Where it's just like, why would you put this on the main show? Because it would just kind of like defeat the purpose of let's try to keep the pay-per-view shorter or the match length shorter. Yeah. So I mean,
if you put them on so you put them on the main show, who would you take off the main show and put them on the pre-show? I mean, because honestly, I don't really see any match that you would have taken off.
Young Bucks. But anyways, let's continue. Let's see. MJF and Samoa Joe for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships against the Guns.
Love the story that they told here to give you a little teaser with MJF and his leg, and after the match and all that. So it was a short match where it didn't need to be long. But and also starting to start with MJF and Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's doing his favor for MJF, and now Samoa Joe wants to have a return in favor for a title shot. So I liked it. I didn't really think that the Guns had a chance to win. I mean, even though I predicted it in my heart, I really didn't think that they were going to win. But it was an okay match for what it was. But really, what came out of it was the story going into this pay-per-view.
Right, and if anyone doesn't know, MJF got attacked in the back and was quote-unquote injured. So he ended up being, I guess not to skip ahead, but he ends up getting taken out of the main event. There's a spot where he's in the EMT, or he's being loaded in the ambulance to a local medical facility, and he's screaming at Adam Cole, "Adam, don't let him take my title," or I think that's what he said, or don't let him. What did he say exactly? Don't let him take my title?
Yeah, that's what he said, pretty much.
So, telling his injured friend Adam Cole, don't let him take my title. And then as Tony Schiavone is about to, I guess, award Jay White as the new AEW World Champion and taking his very sweet time announcing it, Adam Cole comes out saying, I'll take MJF's spot. Question. Wouldn't logically it would have made more sense to have Samoa Joe take the spot? Logically. I do say logically.
There's some other shit that I gotta say once we get to the main event that I question the logic 100%.
Ooh.
I mean, you could have, but that would have been a heel versus heel match, and even on top of that, it's like, MJF comes out and saves. Like the story is more there with Adam Cole,
right,
than MJF, because okay, well, we know that Samoa Joe ain't the devil, right? There's a chance that it may be Adam Cole, and this could give a little bit more. A little bit more. I can't even think of the word right now, but motivation. Yeah, there you go. A little bit more motivation to why Adam Cole is the devil in the first place. Right. Like, hey, you wouldn't even let your best friend, go, try to defend you in your honor for a title match, even though Adam Cole can't fucking wrestle. So, but still, they could have at least told that. I mean, I think that's a better story to tell versus with Samoa Joe. That's kind of like throwing a wrench in there just to throw a wrench in there.
Right.
MJF and Samoa Joe, they're gonna have their match eventually. You know what I mean? That's coming. You know what I mean? I just don't think it really needed that for this show.
I guess for Samoa Joe would have made sense because his whole thing is I'm protecting my investment. So, I mean, that's kind of where I'm thinking.
Protecting his investment, but he takes the title anyway. Well, I guess so, because that's within Samoa Joe. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Okay. So the first match on the main show is a 6-man tag match. Sting, Darby Allin, and Adam Copeland with Ric Flair versus Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne.
Fun match. I thought it was a fun opener. I think that Darby looked good. Edge looked good. Adam Copeland. Sting looked good here. Ric Flair, taking bumps and shit like that. I thought it was a fun opener. It oversays welcome. It was like 13, 15 minutes, something like that. The right team won. It was good. It was good.
Do you think it was weird how Ric Flair punched Christian Cage and they didn't call a disqualification?
I mean, yeah, I mean, to rules of wrestling, yes, but like, I mean, it happens. It happens everywhere. It
happens more in AEW though, because like at least with WWE that'd be a disqualification. With AEW, it's just like the referee.
Not always. We've seen in history, like on the random Monday Night Raws and SmackDowns where shit like that happens, and there's nothing that's called. You know what I mean? So
right.
I mean, you're right. It's more to be called in WWE than AEW, but but I don't know. I don't know why they probably should have done a rep bump or something, or a rep distraction or something like that, but yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I thought it was a fun match. This was probably the best way. I mean, obviously they do protect Sting by just putting him in tag matches. And same thing with Adam Copeland. Not to say that, I'm not trying to compare Adam Copeland to Sting as far as like, injury prone or wrestling abilities at the moment. But this was probably your best use of all six guys. Yeah, this is probably the best way to open the match, is to have the baby faces go over, have that feel good moment, and have Darby Allin say this is Sting's last match in California. So, but nice way to open the show. Next is the singles match for the International AEW Championship. Orange Cassidy.
International Championship.
The AEW International Championship. Orange Cassidy versus Jon Moxley.
Well, I'm just gonna keep it short because I know you probably didn't like the match. Most likely, I'm probably like 99% sure. I thought it was fine for what it was. The story that was told here, Orange Cassidy, had doubts about himself about being Jon Moxley, and Jon Moxley, beat him at All Out. And the story is that can Orange Cassidy overcome the odds here for being Jon Moxley, and he did that. I thought the match was fine. I didn't think it was great or fantastic. I liked their All Out match better, but this match was super short too compared to that too as well. So I thought it was fine. Thought it was fine for a pay-per-view match. I thought it was pay-per-view quality, but it's not a match I'm going to remember next year. You know what I mean? But I thought it was fine.
I had to go walk my dog during this match.
I knew it.
You know me well. Next is the AEW Women's World Championship. Timeless Toni Storm versus Hikaru Shida.
Another fine match again. Toni Storm's fucking character work is top tier right now. She's one of the best in the business right now as far as character work's concerned. Shida, I mean, she's a great in-ring wrestler, but it's like, outside of that, she doesn't really have much of a character, obviously, but, I thought both women worked hard in this match here. I thought, like in comparison to some of the other women's matches, that we've seen on pay-per-view this year, I thought this was one of the better ones for sure.
That was an okay match. Something was kind of off about it. I didn't really know what it was. Let me ask you something. So, I mean, we all know Toni Storm's background. She was in Stardom, right?
Yes.
She was in Stardom. She works that Japanese style.
Yeah.
Do you
think she was there with like Kairi and Io, and they're all in Stardom together? So
right,
they had a little all-star roster back then.
Do you think now with the character change, now that she's Timeless Toni Storm, she should maybe change her style a little bit? Because like it doesn't. I don't think it really. I mean, I don't think it fits the gimmick.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. I see what you're saying, but what would you do?
Like instead of doing like knee strikes or some of that Japanese choppy. I mean, like she does the choppy thing to like do the tit slap thing, or tit chop or whatever she calls it. But like, I guess
what would you suggest for her to change her? I mean, because that's like if she changes like her style completely, she's just like. She has to, like, not really come up with, she has to do, like, a whole new moveset and, Like, I mean, I like her. I mean, her wrestling's fine. Like, I don't really see why she'll have to change it.
I mean, I guess kind of like with Goldust, for example. Not to say she has to be like Goldust, but like it's like when he was, Dustin Rhodes, and he was just, a traditional wrestler, and then when he became Goldust, he started to be a lot more provocative and a little bit sexual in the ring. Not saying Toni Storm needs to be sexual.
Well, she is doing that. She is doing like, her character work during the matches as well.
Right.
But she's wrestling as what she knows how to wrestle, which is the strong style.
Right. It's just, I don't know, I'm just being very nitpicky. Just like, the style, I think, doesn't fit the gimmick. That's just my opinion.
I hear you. I hear what you're saying, but it's like, okay, she changes it up, then it's like, if she changes up, then likely she's going to be working on a style that she's not comfortable with, right? Most likely, right? If that happens, then it's like, okay, well, her match quality is not going to be as good. Then you're going to get fans saying that, oh, well, Toni Storm, oh my God, look what happened to her. She changed her gimmick, and like, damn, like, she's a great gimmick, but it's like, her wrestling sucks now. That's what's going to happen.
Right. I mean, it's just like, her whole gimmick is, fade done away. And, look at me doing Japanese knee strikes and high strikes and V-triggers and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. It's just.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I think her style's fine. I mean, I don't really think there's be a reason why she should alter it in any fashion.
Right. That's just me. But Toni Storm is the new AEW World Women's Champion. Next, three times. Next is a 4-way tag team ladder match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Big Bill and Ricky Starks versus La Fashion Ingobernable. Jesus Christ. FTR and the Kings of the Black Throne.
Fun ladder match. Very fun ladder match. Not ladder match of the year or anything like that, but it was very fun. Very fun ladder match. Fucking Brody King, man. These pay-per-views, man, he just goes all out, man. Like, that I forgot who he did it to. I don't know if it was to Ricky Starks or to Dralistica or somebody like that, but like, the bridge ladder, and he did that maneuver, that power driver maneuver, man. That was really good, man. Really good shit, man. But yeah, no, man. Ricky Starks and Big Bill, man. They're the tag team right now that needed this win, right? Because this is like, were they champions at Wrestle Dream?
I don't believe so.
No, I don't think they were. So this is their first pay-per-view going into as champions. Yeah, because it was FTR versus Aussie Open.
Yeah.
So they need to walk out as champions because this is their first pay-per-view defending the title. So yeah, very, very, very fun ladder match though. Very fun ladder match. Not like best ladder match ever or best ladder match ever, but it was fun. It was fun. Fun little car crash.
Right. I mean, it was kind of a predictable match to me. I mean, because I think I'd said on the review, or not the review show, the prediction show last week, that it was going to be kind of like a spot fest match. And I mean, again, nothing wrong with
most of our matches are, to be fair.
Right. I mean, nothing wrong with spot fest. I mean, because a lot of fun matches are spot fest. But I didn't hate this match. I'm not gonna say I loved it. I liked it. It was fun, like you said. Good on Big Bill, who in the media scrum he had talked about, being sober for I don't know how long he said he's been sober, but good on Big Bill. He's come a long way. He's had demons, and now he's at a good point in his career. So good on Big Bill, and anything that involves Ricky Starks being in the spotlight, I fucks with it because I love Ricky Starks. Next is a 3-way match for the AEW TBS Championship. Julia Hart, Chris Statlander, and Sky Blue.
Man, oh man, oh man. Chris Statlander didn't really do anything with this TBS title. I mean,
nope.
Jeez, man.
Took the words out of my mouth.
I mean, it's unfortunate because I like Chris Statlander. I really do. It's just unfortunate because she's been mostly on Collision, and Collision is a shit show right now. But Julia Hart, man, she deserves this, man. Really deserves this opportunity. She's one of one of the homegrown talent that they actually homegrew, and she's improved tremendously. Her gimmick is fantastic. I mean, it's great. It's great. Good for her. Sky Blue looked good in this match too as well. I thought this match was good overall. I thought this match was good overall. I don't want to say I don't want to say it's better than the AEW World's Women's Championship match. But if you said that it was, I'm not going to fight you over it because I thought this was a good match and great effort from all three ladies.
Chris Statlander's sole purpose in this match was to lose. That's what I got from her, from how she was in the match. Because, like you said, like she didn't really do anything with this title. She ended Jade's winning streak, and then she just did nothing with the title. So her sole purpose was to come here and lose.
Well, in fairness, Tony Khan did nothing with the title.
I mean,
it's not really her fault,
right? I mean, but Tony. Anyways, let's stick with the match. But Chris Statlander just. It almost felt like this is what you're doing. You're just going to come in and you're going to let the other two girls wrestle. And to be honest, it looked like it could have gone either way. It could have gone to either Julia or Sky Blue, but Julia is, she's hot right now. She's the one that's kind of getting over more. And I'm glad because I like Julia. I think Julia has improved a little bit. I'm not going to say she's great, but she's improved. I like when I see somebody that I get the impression that they're at least trying to get better and not just there because they want to look good. And I like Julia. I like Sky Blue. They're both very good. They're still very green, but they're both very good. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, they're learning. It's kind of like an NXT system with like Kalani Jordan or Ariana Grace. I mean, they're green right now, but they're learning. It's kind of the same role for them right now, Julia Hart and Sky Blue.
Right. But good for Julia Hart. All right, next. In a Texas death match, Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana versus Hangman Adam Page. Discuss.
This match obviously is going to be divided. I'm going to say this right up front.
Okay.
If you did not like this match, as far as what they did in this match, I understand. I get it. I understand. I'm going to say that right off the bat. Okay? However, this match was fucking great. It was fucking awesome. The only thing I said that they went too far in is with Hangman drinking the blood. I thought that was too far. That portion right there, I thought that was too far. Everything else I was okay with. I was okay with the barbed wire spots. I was okay with the glass. I was okay with what else did they do in this match? The cinder block. I was okay with all of that. The only thing I was not really okay with, or I was like, ooh, man, that's a little bit too far, was the Hangman drinking the blood. Because that is a serious health risk.
Right.
I kind of made a joke. I was like, well, if Hangman comes down and says he retires because of hepatitis, well, we know why.
Doesn't Nigel McGuinness have Hep C?
I think he has something like that. Yeah, because he had something that happened in TNA that he had to retire early for.
Right.
But I'll say this here. I'll say this here. This match wasn't really anything different from anything that we will see in an ECW match back in the day. If you liked ECW back in the day, this shouldn't been an issue to you whatsoever. None. There's people out there that they liked the Randy Orton Cactus Jack match from Backlash 2004, and that had barbed wire spots and thumbtacks and things of that nature, and there was serious amounts of blood. There were serious amounts of blood. JBL versus John Cena at Judgment Day 2005. There were serious amounts of blood in Shane McMahon and Kurt Angle, King of the Ring 2001. You know what I mean? Terry Funk and Cactus Jack blew each other up with barbed wire over there in FMW in Japan. People seem to be fine with that, or they just be like, oh, well, that's just Mick Foley. You know what I mean? That was, that's what made him legend and this, that, and the other. But when it comes to Swerve Strickland and Heyman Page doing it. Oh no! Oh my god! The business is done. Oh my god! It's just too much. It's too much blood. Oh my god! There's carny wrestling and all this stuff. But it's okay for these other matches to happen. It wasn't carny wrestling. Oh my god! You understand? This match had heat. You know what I mean? Randy Orton and Mick Foley, they had heat in that match. Oh my god! It was needed for the barbed wire. The blood was needed. Well, there was heat in this match as well. Heyman Page. House guy invaded by Swerve Strickland. He was there, Swerve Strickland was there, where his kids laid their head at night. You know what I mean? Do you not think it warrants a bloody match like this? Again, like I said, the trick of the blood was the thing I thought that was for, but everything in this match I thought was, it was fine. I thought this, now, I will say this, people are saying that this is their match of the year. If you got it as your match of the year, I'm not going to tell you differently. This is not my AEW match of the year. I may have it maybe this top 5, maybe 4 or 5. But yeah, I mean, this is, to me personally, it's not my match of the year for AEW. I thought there was a lot more, but again, this match is gonna be forever. Like, I will say this. This match is already going to be a legendary match. You want to know why? Because people are going to be talking about it years from now. For one reason or another, whether it's negative or positive, it is going to be remembered. And that's what wrestling is. It's creating memories. It's creating, the conversation, creating people to talk. If you didn't like this match, I understand it. I get it. I understand it. But you cannot take out the equation that Swerve Strickland, he was the CZW champion. People forget about that. They just know about his WWE run. He was CZW champion. He did hardcore death matches in CZW, in Lucha Underground. He had a match with AR Fox, and AR Fox took a big ass bump off the top of the fucking, on top of like a balcony area, went through a whole bunch of glass, and it was a bloody match in Lucha Underground. So the fact of the matter is that there's people out there saying that, well, I'm just not used to seeing this from Swerve. Well, you don't know Swerve now, do you? Because I won't say he was a deathmatch wrestler, but he had a lot of death matches. If you would have seen his back, he has scars all over his back. It looks like he was getting fucking whipped. You know what I mean? Like it was slavery time. You know what I mean? That's how many scars he has on his fucking back. So this match here, I thought it was great. I thought it was awesome. I mean, like I said, the Heyman spot with the fucking blood drinking, that was too far because, health risk and all that shit. I thought that was too far. But everything else in this match, I was totally fine. I don't even think this is one of the, to be honest, I don't even think this is the most hardcore AEW match of all time. I don't even think it's even that. I don't even think this is the most dangerous AEW match of all time. I will put the barbed wire death match, the exploring barbed wire death match over this one as far as more dangerous. But I digress.
All right then. So I didn't like the match.
I knew you wouldn't. I already knew you didn't.
I'm not going to say I hated the match. I'm not going to be Jim Cornette and be like, oh, fucking hell, macho, fuck this motherfucker. And by the way, Jim Cornette hated the match, as we all suspected.
Yeah, for sure.
Even Swerve...
But I'm sorry to interrupt. But that right there, that is very ass backwards there on Jim Cornette's part because, yes, in Memphis... You know what I mean? In Mid-South, they didn't use as much barbed wire, but they did have barbed wire matches back then. Did Jim Cornette forget that Magnum TA versus Tully Blanchard I Quit match at Starrcade, I believe, 85, when fucking Magnum was a fucking, like a fucking dagger and put it in fucking Tully Blanchard's eye? Like, did he? Does he not?
Well, I mean, the point I'm trying to make is not so much about Jim Cornette. What was kind of funny was that Swerve retweeted or requoted or whatever the fuck you call it, link of Cornette talking about the match, and I think he just put something along the lines of, all you're doing is just giving our match more publicity. Because it's like a horror movie. People say don't watch this horror movie because it's shocking. It has grotesque violence and blah blah blah, and then people end up watching it, which I'll give them that. That's kind of true. I didn't love the match. Again, I'm not opposed to hardcore wrestling. There has been some hardcore wrestling matches I've loved in the past. Mick Foley and Edge at WrestleMania, Mick Foley and Randy Orton at Backlash. So I'm not opposed to hardcore wrestling, but this was just like, again, the whole blood spot, the drinking of the blood, and spitting it out. I'm just like, okay, obviously, I like to think that they cleared it with one another before they did it, because that's a serious health risk. And
oh yeah, for sure. That
was just fucking stupid. That was dumb as fuck. It shouldn't have happened. And just like this is gonna sound weird. I guess kind of the overall scope behind the match is that Page wanted revenge on Swerve for invading his home, and he still fucking lost. And they went out of their way to make Swerve look like the cool. Like, if you didn't know anything about this feud, you would think Swerve was the babyface. But no, he was the cool heel, because they gave him the cool entrance, and they gave him Nana out there with the dancing girls, and the people saying, Swerve's house, whose house is this? And then you just have Adam Page come out to no music, which I guess in the theme of this match is supposed to be a blood match, pun intended. He's gonna say fuck the entrance, I'm gonna beat the shit out of Swerve, but all this match did was just make Swerve a star. It did nothing for Page. And Page...
It did nothing for Page. I don't believe that.
It did nothing for Page. It made Page look like a pussy, in my opinion.
I 100% disagree with that.
Okay. Well, I mean, he's trying to get revenge on this guy invading his home and talking shit to his baby. And he fucking lost by getting choked out with a chain, so...
I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, I don't see how that makes him a pussy. Like, I don't get that correlation.
But this really didn't do anything for Page overall, in my opinion. This just made Swerve look like a star. Personally, I think Swerve was better than this match. I think you could have found a better way to use Swerve in a match like this. Maybe just a straight up fight. Just a wrestling match with blood, and they're beating the shit out of each other. But again, that's just me. I know you talked about Swerve's past. Again, I was aware of that too. I know he's in CCW. I know he did shit, kind of similar to this before going to WWE at least. But I don't know. I love Swerve. This wasn't my favorite Swerve match. Nana looked like he was having the time of his life. During
that he was, yes.
I know. I love Nana. Nana's great.
Yeah, he's fucking awesome.
But again, this match wasn't for me. I'll just admit that. What turned me off of the match was the staple shit part, where Hangman was that before or after the spitting blood part?
Where Swerve stapled himself.
No, actually, it's all coming back to me.
So basically, because I watched the match 3 times. I watched the match 3 times because I just really, really wanted to make sure my opinion was my opinion for this.
Right.
But so the match began. Then Heyman got staples, busted open. Swerve did the drinking blood spot. Then a little bit after that, Swerve stapled himself.
Okay, this... Fuck, why am I blanking? Basically, the drinking blood part was what kind of turned me off, because I had this match on the background. As soon as I saw the stapling spot, I just went, okay, I already know what I'm getting from this match. And then the drinking blood part just kind of made me go, oy.
So let me ask you this. So, the stapling spot, okay, you didn't like that. What's different from a thumbtack spot?
Because you're falling on there at least against your own will. I mean, in a wrestling match, in the kayfabe part of the wrestling match, with Swerve taking the fucking stapling gun and stapling himself. What was the point of that?
Oh, you're talking about just that part. You're not talking about like where Hangman was using it as a weapon.
The weapon part was like, okay, whatever. It's still stupid, but whatever. But Swerve taking the stapling gun and stapling his chest, I'm like, why?
I mean, he's showing that, hey, you can't hurt me with this no more. He has that adrenaline rush. Great.
All right then. But
love it.
Yeah, that's our thoughts on the match. Let's move on, because we got 2 more. You have the tag team match. with the rule being, or actually it's the Golden Jets, Jericho and Omega versus the Young Bucks. The stipulation being since the Golden Jets won, they got the Young Bucks AEW World Tag Team Championships. Had the Young Bucks won, the Golden Jets would have had to disband as a team. The Golden Jets won. Thoughts?
It was okay match. It wasn't anything great. It was just a typical match that had Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, and the Young Bucks. It wasn't a bad match. I wasn't bored by it, but it wasn't anything to write home about at the end of the day. Now it seems like Young Bucks are turning heel with this here as well, so that gives a little bit of a wrinkle, but, at the end of the day, they were put in a spot right after Swerve and fucking, Hangman. So it's like, how can you follow that last match?
Right. I did not care about this match. I don't care about the Young Bucks. I refuse to watch the Young Bucks. So that's my thoughts.
You saw the match though?
Barely, because like I said, I had it on, but I had it on the background, so I was just kind of like peeking around. But
what would it take for you to not like the Young? Well, yeah. What would it take for you to actually like the Young Bucks? Would there be anything in this planet to have you like the Young Bucks?
If they were never on my television.
Wow. No, you really hate them.
I don't hate them. I just wish they were not here.
Yeah, that means you hate them.
Okay, fine. I hate them. Fuck
I mean, yeah, I wish they weren't. That means you hate them.
I don't hate them.
And that's totally fine. I mean, that's totally fine. But it's like,
I don't hate them. I just wish they would quit and get ran over by a bus after they leave the arena. Anyways, I'm playing. I don't wish death on them. But main event time, singles match for the AEW World Championship. MJF, or no. Well, I mean, it was. Let's kind of go a little bit back in time. So, as we just mentioned earlier in the show, MJF got injured, quote unquote, and was being loaded into the ambulance and was yelling at Adam Cole, "Don't let him take my title." And as Tony Schiavone was about to announce Jay White as the new AEW champion, Adam Cole comes out, still in crutches, taking MJF's spot. So Adam Cole was, I guess, the substitute for MJF. So the main event on paper, I guess for the night, was Adam Cole defending MJF's honor against Jay White. Adam Cole still coming out in crutches. And then as it sounds like the bell's about to ring, you hear the ambulance. And it's not Scott Steiner. It's MJF.
Anytime when I hear the ambulance, I'll always be like, "Hamza, if you hear me,
it's Fruxzilla here." MJF, who suddenly knows how to ride an ambulance, comes to the arena, still hobbling, and is able to work the match. Working the match with an injury, quote unquote, which he actually did legit get hurt during the match. But okay, you said you had some complaints about the match. What were your complaints?
So, not necessarily about the match itself, per se, but before the match. This is the logic. Adam Cole came out, right, who is not medically cleared to compete, right? Because obviously, I don't think anybody really believed that Adam Cole was really going to have this, this match, right? Because he's not medically cleared to compete. You have MJF, who's injured, kayfabe-wise, come out, but he is trying to be held back by officials and trainers and stuff. Where was that for Adam Cole?
Right.
Where was that for Adam Cole? Am I losing my mind here or something? Where was that from? So that didn't make any sense for me, whatsoever. I think that was way bigger than the Samoa Joe thing. That right there was a glaring a miss detail there from AEW. It just looked silly, it looked amateur, it looked terrible. With that there. They just like with MJF, coming out and everyone's protecting him. Now, I don't know. Now, maybe, who knows? Maybe they did that on purpose for storyline wise. Maybe when, if Adam Cole's dealt with this, gives them a little bit more motivation. Hey, you're this company's golden boy. You're being protected by everybody, but I'm the guy that's injured. And, I didn't get no protection. No one tried to stop me. they didn't care if I go out there and re-injure myself or injure myself any further. So if they turn that part of the story, okay, I'm fine with that, right? But at this moment, it looks very stupid.
Right. But thoughts on the match?
Oh, well, I didn't know if you want to, have any rebuttal on that.
Well, I mean, no, you're right, because it's just, it doesn't... I guess, from the way you were speaking of, maybe that's kind of a way to give more credence to, Adam Cole possibly being the devil. But I don't know, again, you're right, it was just stupid as fuck. Like, Adam Cole's literally coming out on crutches, and everybody's just like, alright. But as soon as MJF comes to the arena, they're like, Max, stop! You don't know what you're doing, stop! And it's like, Adam Cole's just there with crutches like, bro, like, where's all this help from me? So it's just
looked very amateur and silly.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been funny. I don't know, this would have been funny if they just knocked down Adam. It's like, Adam, get out of the way, you're in Max's way.
Yeah, that would be hilarious, actually.
That would have been funny as fuck. But, yeah, that was dumb as fuck. Just that logic was just dumb as fuck. And just, the match itself, not to say the match was bad, so to speak. I mean, for one thing, the match was too long. Especially with the whole thing of, like, Max is working hurt. And then he actually did legit get hurt. Doing that, elbow drop off the top of the rope with no table. And in some ways, like I mentioned with Paige, that match kind of made him look bad. This kind of makes Jay White look bad because, like, you couldn't beat a guy. Matter of fact, you couldn't beat two guys that were injured. So that kind of makes you look like a punk. But, I mean, the match was predictable. You kind of knew it was going to happen. I mean, there was actually some points where I was actually kind of dozing off because I'm like, this match is still going on. So I think it could have been maybe 7 minutes shorter, maybe 10 minutes shorter, but that's just me. But
I mean, that would have been like because I did the match went like almost 30 minutes.
Yeah, very
so like a 20-minute match. So yeah, I think the length kind of hurt a little bit. And it was a bad match. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good main event. That cutter over the fucking over the ropes onto the floor. I thought that was fucking.
That was amazing.
Sick. That was sick. You know what I mean? That was really good. You know what I mean? And Jay White's no slouch either. You know what I mean? He's fucking great what he does too. But the match could have been shorter. You know what I mean? I thought that. I mean, Jay White losing to a one-legged, MJF. It does look bad for Jay White in a way, but at the end of the day, though, like, he already took his title. We already knew that MJF was going to win it back. Like, how much more bad do you think he could have looked here? So,
right.
You know what I mean? But, I mean, I think Jay White, he's okay. He's fine. Like, I don't really think there's going to be... I don't really think, like, oh, my God. Like, people say, oh, he's buried. Like, no, I wouldn't say that. Like, let's not go that far. He's going to be fine. But, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I thought the match was good overall, but, it wasn't as good as some of MJF's other matches in the main event this year, right. So.
But that was Full Gear.
Oh, well, we forgot about to talk about Will Ospreay officially signed to AEW.
Oh, yeah. Because we didn't even pick Will Ospreay. We picked Mercedes.
I did mention that. I officially picked Mercedes, but I did mention, I'm like, one count Will Ospreay, you know what I mean? So... But it became a little bit more prevalent over on Friday, which was after our show on Wednesday here, and he ended up being the big signing from Tony Khan. And also as well, I was like, whoa, Ronda Rousey, you know what I mean? This is, kind of threw it out there too as well. Now, granted, she wasn't the official signing, but she's on a handshake deal with AEW right now, so I was kind of right on that too.
Right.
Kind of, sort of, not really, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
but what's your thoughts about Will Ospreay?
It doesn't shock me because it would have been nice to see him in WWE.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because it seemed like they probably would have been more for him to do there as far as like having more fresher opponents. But in AEW, I guess I think it's better for him in AEW I mean, I guess for him, because, his friends are there, he can maybe be more of himself there. And I guess the worry, in my opinion, I think the worry about going to WWE for him would have been like they would have repackaged him, or maybe done. All in all, they probably would have repackaged him and not let him be him. And at least in AEW, he can be him. And
I don't think that's the case, because obviously Triple H is there now. This is the reason why he chose AEW. He did not want to move from the UK. He didn't want to move his family from the UK. He didn't want to move his wife and I think he has a son over to the United States, because he did not want his wife away from her parents. Right. She wants to still be around her parents. And they just built a new kitchen. They spent a whole bunch of money on a fucking kitchen, so there's that too. But the other major thing is that Will Ospreay, he obviously stays in the UK, but he's only 30 years old. I believe the deal is probably 3 to 4 years. He can still come to WWE after that.
Right.
Like, he can do what he wants to do in AEW and still come to WWE after that. So I'm happy for him. He made his decision. He's making money. He deserves the money, all the money in the world. So I'm happy for him in that regard. I did want to see him in WWE selfishly, because I thought the fresher matchups and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I don't really think that it was really about the money, because WWE could have met the money. But WWE, he would have had to move his family. Or his family will still stay in the UK, and he'll have to go back whenever he can. But that's probably not going to happen, because he'll be wrestling 300 days a year. You know what I mean? So, AEW doesn't have to wrestle as much or work as much. Gets paid just as much of money. He's still living in the UK. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer for his decision.
All right. Speaking of someone resigning with AEW, or someone staying with AEW, MJF. The news coming out is MJF had secretly re-signed with AEW, which is why WWE never really... the talk is that WWE never really actually talked to MJF, because he already re-signed with AEW. We've talked about this at nauseum. I've always said it wouldn't surprise me if MJF stayed with AEW, because, I think he likes it better there because he has more creative freedom. And he's able to be more of him. In AEW, he can probably get away with being more like, what's the word I'm looking for? A lot more adult, a lot more raunchy. If you got to WWE, they would probably have him tone down the raunchiness, which shouldn't be a problem, because he'd probably be making more money, and he would probably be a bigger star. But I don't know. But overall, what do you think about MJF possibly resigning back with AEW?
I have no issue with it whatsoever. I mean, if that's where he wants to be, that's where he wants to be. You know what I mean? AEW is the one that made him a star in the first place. You know what I mean? So there's loyalty there. And again, we kind of suggested, I won't say months ago, but at least the last couple months, that maybe MJF already resigned, and all this the Being War 2024 is just all kayfabe at this point. Now, it's not official. It hasn't been an official, official tweets or official made by AEW. So that is what it's feeling right now, currently.
Right.
However, once it's official, right? But there is still some doubt in me, and it's like 10%. It's not like 90% like that, but it's like 10% chance that I still believe that he may try to give WWE a shot, or at least WWE give him a serious shot. But as of right now, it's looking like he's going to be staying in AEW, which I'm not surprised by. And good for him. Good for him. He deserves it.
Right. Let me kind of rephrase what I said. So the internal belief from WWE is that he had re-signed with AEW. I know the news story. Right. But again, like I said, I don't care what the hell WWE is saying. And again, this is he said, she said. We get their news stories get wrong every fucking day.
What I'm saying is that I believe that WWE believes that he's going to be resigning with AEW. But if something happens between now and the end of the year, who knows? Maybe he has a change of heart. There has not been an official press release yet of MJF signing. We're probably going to get that to the end of the year if it does happen, right? But all signs are pointing to that he is going to stay in AEW.
Right.
I'm just saying I would not count it out. 10% chance that WWE may possibly still may be in the running. Until we actually see that press release, it's still up in the air. Still he said, she said right now. Right now, you know, there's rumors of CM Punk coming back to WWE and, you know, or that the talks have died out. Again, I'm not going to believe until I see CM Punk on my TV. So,
Right.
you know, so it's the same thing with MJF.
Right. Speaking of CM Punk, Survivor Series this Saturday at the Allstate Arena in Rosemont, Illinois, November the 25th. So far, there's 5 matches announced. I don't know if maybe there'll be an extra match announced on Friday. But so far, there's 5 matches, which I think, personally, that's maybe the best way you can go. But no pre-show matches. So let's start it off. Gunther versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship.
With the wins, this is basically just show Miz, I can wrestle. Yes, I can wrestle. Yeah, guys, remember me? I can wrestle. And I keep, correlating back to Orange Cassidy. Well, Orange Cassidy, as of right now, they're like, Orange Cassidy can wrestle. He's more than just a character. It's the same thing for The Miz that they're going to try to prove. It should be a very damn good match. So, but Gunther's going to win. Like, Miz ain't losing. Now, here's the thing. Gunther... he needs to start. We need to figure out who's going to have Gunther. Who's Gunther going to lose that title to? He needs to lose this title in the next month or so. Because if not, then Royal Rumble chances are dwindling for him. Unless if they're going to do champion versus champion, which only happened one time in history, WrestleMania 6, champion versus champion. So,
didn't he just have an interview where he says he thinks he's outgrown the title?
Yeah, he did say that, yeah.
So, I think Maurice Bear just said this in the chat. What if he just vacates the title?
I'll be cool with that, yeah, but... I'll be cool.
Where he's like, I've already done everything I can with this title, beating everybody.
What is he training it for? Like, if he vacates it, what's he training it for?
Royal Rumble spot? Or winning
dumb.
the Royal Rumble? I don't know, let's say he wins the Rumble. Right? Let's say he wins it, and he just says, I'm on to bigger and better things. I don't need this anymore.
That's fine. If he does that, I'm cool with that. That's fine. I'm totally fine with that. But it just has to be a reason behind it. You just be like, I'm just going to vacate it because, I don't need it no more. Nah, that doesn't work. Or what if there has to be a reason behind it?
Or what if he wins the world title, and he just says, I've outgrown this?
Yeah, like I said, if he goes into the Royal Rumble, wins the Royal Rumble, then from there, it's champion versus champion, winner takes all. Then it's WrestleMania 6, just like what Ultimate Warrior did. He ended up vacating the title.
Okay, yeah,
or the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, Gunther wins this, no brainer. Kind of like you said, it's a way to bring Miz back in everyone's eyes of hey, remember when the Miz used to be a good wrestler? And just do that. Let me ask you something, because I heard this on Wrestling Soup earlier. What was your opinion on Gunther's promo on Monday?
That was good. I liked it.
Okay. Do you have a problem with Gunther cutting promos? Do you think he should be more of an action guy, or what? What do you think?
I think he cuts. I love his sarcasm.
Okay.
I think he's good. Did you not like it?
No. I heard it on Soup. I thought it was an interesting topic to kind of bring up. I didn't hate it per se. I think Gunther is good. Kind of like you said, he has that kind of cynicism, sarcasm about him that works. He doesn't try to go out there and be, hey, I'm wacky, I'm Gunther, I'm wacky, and I'm crazy. He doesn't do that. He tries to speak in a personality, in a tone that fits him. Where he's I'm Gunther, I'm the ring, I'm I'm a badass. I'm a real wrestler. You're not a real wrestler. You're an entertainer. So, but I don't know. That's just me. Yeah, we both like the promo for the way it sounds. Next is Women's World Championship singles match: Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Stark.
Should be a fun match. Rhea Ripley wins.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, this will be a good match because both women are very good. I think if they're given enough time, say like maybe 10, 12 minutes, I think they can really go out there and have a really good match. I mean, this could probably be a case of Zoe, doing the whole when you lose, it means you really win. So, and I like Zoe. I think Zoe's very good. One thing I've noticed about Zoe is, and we just talked about Miz, is that she's much better on promos when she has somebody to work with. You know what I mean? Like, because like when the Miz, not to say the Miz is bad on promos on his own, but like he's more interesting when he had like John Morrison or Mizdow or, I'll go as far back as say as like Alex Riley. Like he was more interesting when he had somebody with him. Same thing with Maurice. When Zoe has Shayna Baszler and she cut that promo against Rhea, backstage, I thought that was a really good promo from her. As opposed to the awkward 10-minute promo in the ring a few weeks ago. Really. But, yeah, I love Zoe. I want to see her, succeed. But obviously this is going to be Mommy. And Mommy's going to get over in Chicago. Or Rosemont, Illinois. I'm sorry, Mish. Next is Carlito versus Santos Escobar.
Santos Escobar. Come pick up the victory here. Carlito doesn't need to win pay-per-view matches at this point of his career. Glad he's back, but he needs to be putting talent over. And Santos with this great heel turn that he's doing so far, he needs to establish that completely by being Carlito.
Do you see this as an opener or like a middle match?
It's not the opener. Women's War Games is opening. It could be the match after that, but I think honestly, I think this is probably going to be the third match on the show.
I'm kind of looking forward to this match because I'm intrigued. Because we haven't seen Carlito in a while and he's back, and it looks like they're using him in a more prominent role. And Santos, now he's a heel, he's a bad guy, and now he's being used in a more prominent role. So I'm gonna go with Escobar because he's on his own again, and he needs this win a lot more than Carlito. I love Carlito. I mean, he's in great shape and he's fucking bigger than most of the guys in the back. But yeah, Carlito, I think he's back just to put people over, even though he is fucking jacked as shit. But I think this should be a good match. I think if you gave it time, it should be a fucking, not to say a match of the year contender, I would say maybe the match of the night contender if you gave this enough time. But I'm gonna go with our boy Santos.
You say match of the year contender?
No. I said not match of the year contender.
Oh, I was like, what are you smoking? I need that stuff.
Crack. No, I was.
Well, I have a whole bunch here actually. I'll be storing up here afterward. Like, give us a crack.
Oh, nice. No, I'll say match of the night. If you give this enough time, if you give these guys enough time, it could be a match of the night contender. Let's see. Women's War Game match. Bianca Belair, Charlotte, Shotzi, Becky versus Damage Control, Bayley, Asuka, Io, and Kairi Sane.
Should be a very fun women's War Games match. This potentially has to be the best women's War Games match of all time, just by the talent alone here. I gotta give this to the baby faces. Obviously, this is a babyface match for them to win, 100%. I think there's gonna be something with Io and Bayley. Maybe Bayley finally gets kicked out of Damage Control here. At this point, something I can see there. They've been working with the Bayley's been kind of a babyface-ish on the house show circuit lately. Mm-hmm. She usually tears up signs. Last week she saw a sign and she was like, "You shouldn't boo me. You should cheer me." So she's kind of like giving hints to the fans already about that. So, now question is that I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen. But I was going to pose that question anyway. Is there a Jade Cargill appearance? I don't understand why it would need it to be happen, but do you think there will be a Jade Cargill appearance?
I think if anything, she'll come out and just like do her whole thing of I'm going to watch from the crowd or watch from my box.
Well, I mean, like in the match, physical, doing jaded, like doing moves. Do you think you'll see something like that?
I mean, maybe. This seems like a very unpredictable pay-per-view when we'll get to our main event. But, yeah, I'm kind of surprised they haven't debuted this girl yet in the ring. And also, this kind of coincides with another story about her, is that allegedly, the reason why she hasn't debuted yet is because WWE isn't crazy about her wrestling yet, so that's why they're still having her train. And there was also, like, she posted on her Instagram story, that she was training with Ricky Starks. So
at the Nightmare Factory.
So they still want to tune her up a little bit as far as her in-ring skills goes, which, good. Don't just, like, throw her out there and just say, all right, wrestle.
Yeah, well, and that's what I was saying, too. Like, I was like, like a couple months ago, like, what's the rush? Why are we rushing her? Like, we don't need to rush her. Like, give her all the time that she needs. Like, okay, you debut her, then what? Then what? Or is there a pathway for her? Is she going to be going to the Royal Rumble and win the Royal Rumble? Like, what's the pathway for her? So, like, there's no need to rush her right now.
Right, exactly. And also, if memory serves correctly, she was not a very good wrestler in AEW. So WWE wants to fix that, and I think they will. So who are you going for? Are you going for the baby faces or the heels?
Baby faces are going to win.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the baby faces. Right. I'm just reading what Anna said. Men's War Games match, which is more than likely the main event. Cody Rhodes, Seth freaking Rollins, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and returning Randy Orton versus the Judgment Day, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Dirty Dom, and JD McDonough with Drew McIntyre.
Should be fun. A lot of storylines in this match here. Randy Orton and Jey Uso is the first one that I'm thinking about immediately. By Jey Uso's reaction, and Jey Uso and the Usos took out Randy Orton last year before Randy Orton was on this hiatus here. So there's a continuity story there. Story with Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins, right? So there's a lot of story going on into this match. A lot of story. Now, my question is that, and I'm going to say this once, I'm going to say this again. Having no LA Knight, no Solo Sikoa, no Jimmy Uso, no Bloodline, no Roman Reigns, that doesn't sit well with me.
Well,
at all.
We might hear something after Friday.
Well, we might, we'll see. But as of right now, it ain't looking good. So if they are not on this show, I fully suspect at least the Bloodline to be involved in some fashion in this match.
Right.
Because of Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. Cody was on fucking SmackDown on Friday. Like, you know what I mean? Like, kind of got involved in Bloodline business.
Right. I mean, you can't not have LA Knight on the show. I mean, it's fucking Survivor Series. It's a packed house. They're
Chicago.
I mean, they're at standing room. They're at standing room only. That's how fucking packed they are. They had to reopen seats after they sold out. So how can you not have the hottest guy in the company that's selling more merch than Roman Reigns on the show after you just main evented a pay-per-view in Saudi?
Right.
Like you better find a way to put him on this fucking show. Like, it doesn't matter if he's having a match or if you just come out and saying yeah for 5 minutes straight. Just fucking find a way to put LA Knight on the show, or else you are royally fucked. Well, I don't want to say royally fucked, but just, you know what I'm saying. Like, put LA Knight on the fucking show by any means necessary. Orton and LA Knight would be interesting. That'd be an interesting match. Who do you have going over?
Oof. With Damian Priest saying like, "Oh, I'm the leader." That too. Shit, man. It seems like the baby faces. You gotta put the baby face. So Randy Orton's returning. Like, I don't really see WWE have Randy Orton lose on this. His match coming back.
Right. I mean, kind of have to have the baby faces winning, especially since like Orton's been gone for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And his first match back is at Survivor Series. You're not going to have him lose, unless there's unless there's an angle going on that we're not aware of. But at the moment, I see the baby faces winning because of dissension going on with the Judgment Day, with Drew saying I'm the leader, and Rhea pretty much playing him like a fiddle, and then you have Drew coming in. Did I say Drew instead of Damien?
No, you said Drew.
Okay, no, Damien saying I'm the leader. I'm sorry. Damien saying I'm the leader, and then Rhea saying, of course you're the leader, and then pretty much playing him like a fiddle, and then bringing Drew in. So, which I thought Drew cut a really good promo on Monday. But, yeah, I mean, just the baby faces kind of have to win. Like you said, there's a lot of storylines going on in this match. There's even future storylines. I mean, because there's talk of Orton and Cody doing something, which that's almost like a duh type thing of that's a big match heading into Rumble, or just basically furthering Cody's story, going back to Mania and facing Roman. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the baby faces.
All right.
So I guess the big elephant in the room. The big tattooed elephant in the room, CM Punk. It's been a will he, won't he. I know at this point it almost seems like a given. Maybe because this show sold out before a match was even announced. And that was just at the possibility of CM Punk possibly coming back. And, like I've mentioned, CM Punk lately has been very nicey nice with WWE. In the past, he's been straight up like, fuck this company. Now he's just like, maybe I will, maybe I won't. USA Network on their social media has been making references to CM Punk. They've been making Punk references on the show. Nakamura has been making very cryptic promos, talking about, I need a fight, and I know you're out there, basically. So at this point, it's like CM Punk is pretty much coming back. The question is when and where. If he's coming back at Survivor Series, that almost seems like a given, but how? And more than likely, it will be in the main event or maybe after the main event, because you're not just going to have CM Punk, come back in the middle of the show, because it's just going to make everything else look, not as interesting or not as, big. So, in my opinion. But it's like, say you're the booker. CM Punk is back in the WWE. He's back at Survivor Series in Illinois. How are you booking him? How do you bring him out in a way that makes sense?
So this is how I would do it. I will not bring him back at Survivor Series.
Oh, that's bold.
Why should he come back at Survivor Series?
Well, because it's in Illinois.
That's the reason why you don't bring him back. You don't want to do things that are obvious. You don't want to do things that are like, oh my god, they're in Chicago, so CM Punk's coming back, and then you're somewhat expecting it, kind of, sort of. That's why I like when they announced Randy Orton early, because to give the fans in Chicago, like, hey, fucking, he ain't coming back. CM Punk ain't coming back. Now, I will say this. I really think that CM Punk is on his way back to WWE. Now, because out at Survivor Series, I'm not going to poo-poo all over it. I personally wouldn't do it just because it's still obvious. Now, the fact of the matter is that Sean Ross Sapp and Fightful, they said that CM Punk and WWE are not in talks with each other. Now, if I'm Triple H, of course I will say, hey, we're not in talks with CM Punk, we're not in talks with Phil Brooks, and make it seem like the only people that are gonna know that CM Punk's gonna come back to WWE is Triple H, Vince McMahon, Ari Emanuel, and Nick Khan. Mm-hmm. Those are the only 4 people that's gonna know. Everybody else is like, hey, is Phil coming back? Like, Triple H is keeping it at the close to this. No. So, if it were to be at Survivor Series, I would have Shinsuke Nakamura come out, cut a promo, and say, like, hey, he'd be like, hey, I got him. I brought him here. He's here, or whatever. Like, I want you to come out. And someone comes to Russell's match against Shinsuke Nakamura. They can do that. But what I will do is just bring him back out the Royal Rumble. Bring him back out the Royal Rumble. He doesn't need to be number 1, doesn't need to be number 30. Have him come out in the middle. Have him just come out like randomly in the middle, like number 12. Oh, CM Punk back. Or, or number 18. Oh shit, CM Punk's back. I think that will do a lot better there. Now, he doesn't win the Royal Rumble. He gets down to the final 4, of course. And I will still have Gunther put him over. Or maybe they'll do like, I don't know. Maybe his WrestleMania opponent, whoever that may be, eliminates him, and that's how they set up a WrestleMania match. Whoever it is, I don't fucking know. Soul Sikoa, I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't know who it is. They could probably do something like that too. But just bring him back out to Survivor Series. It'll be cool. It'll be exciting. It'll be massive. It'll be one of the biggest pops ever. Yes. Personally, I wouldn't do it because at the end of the day, to your point, guys like Randy Orton, like you're bringing back Randy Orton, and Randy's been gone for a year and a half, and you'll just have CM Punk come back and everyone forget about Randy Orton and forget about his pop. Like, that's bad business if they do that.
Right, and like, it kind of reminds me of when Bray Wyatt came back at the Extreme Rules, where it's just like, they just had the main event with Riddle and Seth. And then he just comes out. It's like, well, it's cool to see him back, but is he going to feud with Seth? Is he going to feud with Riddle? Like, why would you bring him back after the main event? It's like, and everything always comes back to Marvel with me, but it's like if you're watching if you're watching the Avengers, and like the end of the movie, Wolverine comes out, and it's like, oh, it's Wolverine, that's awesome, but why is he out? It doesn't really make sense. Like, is he going to fight somebody? Or
he's part of the Marvel. He's part of the Marvel universe,
right? But it's just like, you know what I mean, like bringing in a character that's so popular and people love, but it's just like he just comes out just for the sake of coming out. You know what I mean?
I should have watched the next movie. I don't know.
It does, and I guess it kind of works with wrestling, where it's just like it gets you to watch Raw or SmackDown or.
That's what happened with Bray Wyatt on SmackDown. Like those ratings were up tremendously.
Right.
When you first came back.
But I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. I like the fact that I don't know what's going to happen. So I guess we'll find out on Saturday.
Do you think he'll be there?
I'm going to say yes. I think he'll be there. Because, like, I know you just said it'll be too obvious. And I know WWE doesn't like to go for the too obvious trait. But I think, like I just mentioned, they've been laying so many Easter eggs, and they've been kind of making it, I guess, their mission to say he'll be there without saying he'll be there. And Punk has been, like I say, he's been playing very nice with WWE. So I don't know, but I think he'll be there. How he'll be there, I don't know. That's my answer. But what if he just shows up in a back? You're really gonna have Punk come back to the WWE in a backstage segment? I don't know, man. But that's Survivor Series, people. It's gonna be this Saturday. I have a news thing, but it's not really news because we're gonna kind of try and keep this show a little shorter because we have a Q&A coming up. So another PWI thing. PWI put out their top 100 list. Obviously, we're not gonna go through 100. We're just gonna go through the top 10. So number 10, if you're ready. Sure. Number 10 is going to be 7-Up.
Sorry, you broke up there.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
What the fuck?
All right, can you hear me?
I hear you now.
All right, sweet.
I hear you now.
I hear you. Number 10 is 7-Up.
Stardom tag team, very good. I mean, they're awesome. They're fucking awesome. They're fucking awesome. So, I know with the PWI,
We know who
with
these
the
lists are
PWI tag team, they use women's and men's tag teams. So,
because number 9 is Damage Control.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like through men and women, I mean, they would be a top 10 team. EO and Dakota Kai, and I mean, I know that's probably what they're going off of, but like, they were very relevant during the entire year of 2023 and 2022. So,
Yep. Number 8, Judgment Day.
I mean, it's fucking Judgment Day, like, of course.
Mm-hmm. Number 7, The Acclaimed.
Yep. Very. I mean, still over his shit. Still over his shit right now. I don't really have an issue with that. No.
Number 6, ABC.
DEFG. Yeah. Deserves to be where they're at. They are in TNA right now. You know what I mean? Chris Bay and Ace Austin, or Austin Ace, I forget his name, but they're very good. They're very good at what the fuck they do. And they're Bullet Club too, for life.
Number 5, Motor City Machine Guns.
I don't know about number 5 per se. I haven't really seen all their shit for, like, because I know Alex Shelley, he's the Impact World Champion right now. But I mean, is the Motor City Machine Guns is like they're one of the best tag teams ever. So it's like,
Yeah. Number 4, Bishaman.
Hiroki Goto and
Yoshihashi.
Yoshihashi. Yeah. New Japan tag team. I mean, so it's kind of like this. It's kind of like, I'm not comparing them to like their counterparts as like in-ring talent or promos or anything like that. But it's kind of like The Miz and, let me think, who's a little bit older? It's kind of like The Miz and, I guess, AJ Styles teaming up with each other. So like The Miz is like in his early 40s and like AJ Styles in his mid 40s. It's kind of like that. They're very good. They're fucking excellent. They're fucking excellent at what they do. But yeah, they're a little bit older tag team though.
Number 3, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
I mean, are you gonna comment on all these, or is this me just talking, or what are we doing here?
I literally don't know most of these teams. I don't know.
I mean, the Acclaimed, Judgment Day. I mean, Damage Control. I mean, do you agree where they're at, or would you put someone else up there, or like?
I don't know if I'm not going to put the Motor City Machine Guns that high. I'd more than likely put either the Acclaimed or Judgment Day in that spot. I'd maybe rank Damage Control a little higher, since they've been around for a year and a half. So, and despite what people think about Damage Control, I mean they've lasted this long and they're still over. So, Bishaman, I don't know who the fuck that is. Number 3, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
They're a great tag team, and I know this is all off kayfabe, but they got really boring with the belts.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, number 3. I'm fine with them being number 3, but it's just they just got really boring with the belts, man.
I don't know if I say boring. I'd say they got a little stale, because like
that's boring to me. they were boring as shit.
They main evented WrestleMania, and it's just after that, it just felt like that was their peak as a tag team, because it seemed like every other match after that was, Judgment Day, and then they finally lost. So just, I'm fine where they're at. Number 2, Aussie Open.
I mean, we've seen it. We've seen them in, again against FTR, showing that why they're one of the best tag teams in the world. I mean, I think they're proving it. Probably not so much now because they're not really a tag team right now at this point. But I mean, they're fucking great. They're fucking great at what they do. You know what I mean? And again, like, if they would have won the AEW Tag Team Championships from FTR at WrestleDream, I wouldn't have banned I at all. Like, I think they would have, ran well with the titles. But yeah, I mean, number 2, I'm definitely not complaining about that. They are fucking amazing at what they do.
They're good. I mean, they're really good from what I've seen. They're very impressive. So we'll see what they do. And Kyle Fletcher's dating Sky Blue, so.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, since right now Kyle Fletcher's with whatchamacallit,
the family,
Don Callis family. So
But, Sky Blue, so he gets brownie points for me. Number 1, FTR, which is a no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, best tag team in the world. Period. Like, right now, I don't even think it's up for debate.
No. But that's the list. So let's get to questions. Let me pull up the questions real quick.
That was rapid fire. Loved it.
Oh, yeah. So the last show we did... When was the last Q&A we did?
It was like right before Halloween. The weekend before Halloween. So it was like the 27th, 28th or something like that.
28th. Wow, we don't even have that many questions. We literally just have like 2 people ask us questions.
Oh, wow.
So I guess we do have time for that game I wanted to play. Savage Elite has 3 questions. The first one is Thanksgiving, turkey or ham?
All right, so to answer the question, as of right now, turkey. But when I first started eating turkey for Thanksgiving, when I was like, 1 years old, whatever I remember, turkey was my thing. Then I went through a ham phase from middle school all the way through like a few years ago. Now I'm back on the turkey train.
All right.
But they're both are fucking delicious. But as of right now, this current moment, turkey.
I like both, but I prefer turkey. And I don't like white. I mean, white turkey needs to have like gravy on it, but I prefer dark meat. And I do love it. Number 2, bring back 1, Blockbuster, Toys R Us, Sam Goody, Radio Shack, or Circuit City.
Bring back 1? Who? Blockbuster, Toys R Us, Radio Shack, and Circuit City?
Yep. I already know what I'm bringing back.
I probably will say, it's between Blockbuster, Toys R Us, and maybe Circuit. I loved Circuit City, man. I loved Circuit City, but it's just like another Best Buy. Like, Circuit City would be shite today, just like Best Buy. But I don't even go to Best Buy no more at all. I'll probably go with Toys R Us, and that's a hard one. Blockbuster's great too, but really, there's no use for Blockbuster in the current world. Maybe there is, but currently right now, no. But I'll go with Toys R Us.
I'll go with Blockbuster. Just so many memories from Blockbuster.
Yeah.
So I still have my card. What is your favorite? Tacos, quesadilla, or nachos? Tacos.
Quesadilla.
Okay.
Quesadilla. Quesadilla is a fucking better version of a taco.
That's a bold take. But
it is. It really is to me.
That was it from Savage. I hope I'm saying your name right, man. I'm sorry. Espio, a.k.a. Keith. Hope I said that right. Is Carlito going to be the new Shelton / Ziggler?
Sure. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, I guess since I expected more questions, but you know what? Since it's pre-Thanksgiving, let's do Free Fire. Free Fire, or was it? What do you call it? Speed round, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So, just post your questions in the chat. Make it interesting. Rapid fire. There you go, Maurice. So rapid fire questions. Post them here in the chat. Anybody. Ask us anything. Nothing is off limits. So I'm gonna pull up some shit.
Let's get the Jeopardy music in right now.
What was that?
Get the Jeopardy music in right now.
Oh, I'm way ahead of you on that one. I think I have that. Alright, here we go. What I was saying, guys, since it's rapid fire, you can just post them in the regular chat. Alright, so Anna, her question is, have you ever had your first prostate exam? I haven't. I bet I should probably get mine.
Nope. Can't say I've had one.
Keith, I'm just going to call you Keith. In the next 5 years, where do you see the wrestling landscape, i.e. AEW state, TNA status, etc., etc.?
In the next 5 years?
Yeah.
WWE is like where they are right now, but even better. I mean, guys like Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes will be on the top of the card. AEW, it'll be very telling in the next couple of years will AEW be. Either there's probably going to be no more AEW, or AEW is better than ever, where they're at. So, hopefully the latter. Hopefully AEW's still around, because don't want to see a lot of these guys lose their jobs, or, having to wrestle back on the indies, which I'm sure they don't want to do, but, yeah.
Kind of same with you. WWE is going to be where they're at now, but probably, more than likely bigger and better. Especially with guys like you said, Breaker. I think Trick, barring any injuries or barring any bad behavior, I think he'll be a big star as well. AEW, I hope they're okay in the next 5 years. I'm just going to say that. TNA will outlive us all.
Jesus.
They have outlived everybody. Anna, her question is, what is the secret of Von Kali?
His baking. Did you see the segment on Tuesday?
Yes.
He went to go have dinner with fucking Robert Stone, and he's like, I brought brownies. I died. I was like, this guy's the fucking greatest. He's the fucking greatest I've ever seen. He's the greatest I've ever seen. He's like, I brought brownies.
And they were cosmic brownies.
Fuck yes, man. That shit was amazing.
Oh, man. What was the next question? Could you both outdance Tony Khan?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's not hard.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tony Khan, did you see the picture of him looking at MJF during the Mia scrum?
Oh yeah, when MJF was crying.
So fucking funny. He's so unintentionally funny.
He's just awkward. He's so awkward.
I don't know if that was being awkward, but it's just so unintentionally funny, man. Like, oh god, I'll put in the chat here real quick, man, for the ones who haven't seen it. Like, that's hilarious.
Oh, Tony. Keith, his question is, also as a kid, how long did you spend walking aisles at Blockbuster / Hollywood Video? My top was 1 hour.
I don't know. I usually we were in and out for the most part. I'm pretty sure there was maybe when I was younger, when I was 5 or 6, I remember going to Blockbuster. What felt like an hour and a half was probably more like 20 minutes, maybe.
Right.
I remember going to the Blockbuster you remember the Blockbuster that used to be there off of Marbach?
Yeah.
And I remember going to that Blockbuster and going to get fucking Little Caesars Raptors, man. God, man, it's just good times, man.
Yeah, no, I never walked the aisle. Like you said, I would just, like, I already knew what I wanted. And I would just go in and get it. If it wasn't there, I would just leave. You know, same shit. The only time I ever walk movie aisles is if I'm, like, at, not Best Buy, but, like, Target. And I'll just look around and just kill time, so... Maurice has a few questions. What's the best way to make a turkey taste good? If it's white meat, gravy. That's just my opinion.
I mean, I love white meat turkey. I don't usually put gravy on my turkey. I know it's probably sacrilegious, but just because I don't really think it needs it. If the turkey's seasoned good, if it's seasoned good, you don't need anything on it. If it's seasoned good, you know what I mean? But again, I live with black people and I'm black too, so fucking we put like Cajun seasoning on that shit, so and we fry that shit, you know what I mean? So a lot of times those doesn't really need gravy. So
who do you think are the other signees to NXT since Jay Malachi, Lucky Ali, and Broken have signed? Didn't they just sign some new girl from NWA?
You mean Maddie Brankowski, she's from San Antonio? She's a San Antonio girl. She's from here.
Yeah, they just announced that they signed her.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's official yet, but yeah. I've been knowing for a while, actually. I've been knowing for a while.
I think we talked about it because I think I remember we were at your shop and you brought it up, or not. I think you brought it up and I just looked at the names and I was like, yeah, that was a name that was on the list of like people that were going to go to the performance center and like train.
I've been knowing for a while since I have a shop here. It's I run to a lot of local wrestlers, and I'm not gonna say who, but I will say source that's very, very, very close to the situation let me know about a month and a half ago.
Was it Shawn Michaels?
No. It's someone. Well, let's just say that knows Maddie.
Okay. All right. Best and worst Pokemon movie. I only saw the first one that came out in theaters, so I didn't see the other ones.
To me, the best and worst one is Pokemon, the very first Pokemon movie, because I haven't seen the others too. So,
number 4. How often do parade floats in the Macy's deflate? How often? Wasn't there like one that like deflated live on television?
I don't know about deflate, but I know there's one like crash. I don't know. I don't even watch the parades. I was never really big into that type of stuff.
Right. We'll take one more from Anna. Anna does have the last question. Does Von Cully have a secret Blockbuster video in the basement of Justin's shop?
Oh, he fucking does too, man. A lot of Von Cully aerobic workout videos.
With
amazing.
With cosmic brownies for everybody.
Yeah. And I bought brownies. Like, oh Jesus, man, that was so great, man.
All right, hey, do you wanna play Guess the Card?
Sure.
All right, since it's Survivor Series coming up, I decided to pick 3 Survivor Series. Justin here is a whiz when it comes to wrestling knowledge. So all he has to do is guess which Survivor Series, which year, and we have it up here, or I have it up here actually. So I have the first one. It's a Survivor Series, of course, and I'm going to just read the card off, and if you already know like when it is, just guess it,
sure.
Or you can just wait for me to get to the main event. But what the fuck does that mean? Okay, so there's a dark match and a Sunday Night Heat match. So, no, there's no point in reading a dark match. So, Sunday Night Heat match. There's 3 of them. I guess I can skip that and get to the main show. Main show. Mankind versus Dwayne Gill in a first round match. Tournament match.
98.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as you said first round match, that was Deadly Games.
All right, can you guess the venue?
I don't remember.
St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, yeah. And Kiel. Is it Kiel?
Kiel Center.
Yeah, Kill Center. Yeah.
The tagline: Deadly Game.
It's a deadly game.
All right. Pull up the next one I have up. All right. So the first match is a 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match. Team Miz, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Jack Swagger, The Miz, and Sheamus versus Team Morrison, Evan Bourne, Finlay, John Morrison, Matt Hardy, and Shelton Benjamin.
Sounds like the most 2009 shit ever.
2009.
That sounds so 2009 right there. Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Can you guess the venue?
I don't know.
DC. Verizon Center. All right. Yeah, I think you're going to get all these. Next one. Let me just pick a random match from it.
Maybe you'll get with the older ones, but I don't,
The Undertaker versus Kamala in a coffin match.
Undertaker versus Kamala in a coffin match? That's, what, 92?
Yep.
Yeah.
92. Can you guess the venue?
Don't know. Oh, 92. No, that was, oh, wait. No. I'm thinking about the UK. I'm thinking about SummerSlam. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
It's in the Richfield Coliseum in Richfield Township, Ohio. So, that's exactly where it is. All right. Let me try and make this a little interesting. All right. Goldust versus Bam Bam Bigelow.
Goldust, Bam Bam Bigelow. That may be 95.
Jesus Christ, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, because Bam Bam was on his way out, and Goldust was on... Yeah, so yeah. 95.
Care to guess the venue?
I probably don't know any of these venues off the top of my head.
Landover, Maryland, in the U.S. Air Arena.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if I can find something a little bit more trickier. All right. No, that's too obvious. Okay. William Regal versus Hardcore Holly for the European Championship.
William Regal versus Hardcore for the European Championship?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. All right, go to the next one.
Ivory versus Lita for the Women's Championship.
2000.
Okay. Yep, it's 2000.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was 2000, but I just had to hear the next match.
It was in Tampa, Florida, in the Ice Palace. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Let's see if I can get you with one more. Okay, here we go. No, you're gonna guess these. Oh, fuck it. Chris Benoit versus Chavo Guerrero for the United States Championship.
Chavo Guerrero versus Chris Benoit for the United States Championship. That may be 2003.
Nope.
2004.
Nope.
Not 2002?
You're going far back, dude.
2005?
One more.
2006?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, you're correct. Survivor Series 2006.
No, I wasn't correct. It took like 7 guesses.
It was in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at the Wachovia Center. It was the first Survivor Series with all 3 brands, Raw, SmackDown, ECW. The main event. Do you remember what the main event was?
Don't care. I don't remember.
Batista versus King Booker for the World Heavyweight Championship.
That's why I don't care, because that feud sucked.
King Booker. But Yeah, that was Guess the Card, people. Yeah, that feud did suck. But anyways, that's the show, people. We did everything, and we hope you guys enjoy not just Survivor Series this weekend. We hope you have a wonderful and safe and lovely and delicious Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Ooh, baby.
Wherever you are, whether you're with friends, family, whether you're spending it alone, try to have fun and be safe. And I, for one, am thankful for everybody here who listens to the show, who comes in and supports and shares and subscribes. And I am thankful, of course, to my host right here, my good friend Justin, for
thank you, man. Thanks for you too, man.
Absolutely, and for all he does for the show, and all he does for everything else around the show. And I am thankful for Spinebuster Tees over at Wonderland Malls in San Antonio, Texas. If you're in the San Antonio area and you love wrestling, why aren't you at Wonderland Mall already? Come to Wonderland Mall. My boy has everything you need as a wrestling fan to hook you up. He has bobbleheads, he has action figures, he has shirts, he has hats, he has socks, he has cosmic brownies from Von Kali.
Oh yeah, those are the best.
But yeah, Anna, rate his store. Come here. If you're making the trip to San Antonio, come to Spinebuster Tees, people. There's also an online store if you can't make the trip. And he has everything else you need there, too, as well. So, SpinebusterTees.com. I'm also thankful for the Patreon. The Patreon is only $5 a month. It's usually non-wrestling for the most part. I do shows with the likes of RJ, the Brooklyn Savage. He is a savage, people. Ruben Prime. We were supposed to do a show yesterday. I had to cancel due to everything deciding to happen all in one day yesterday. So I told Ruben I wasn't in the right mind space and didn't want that to affect our show. So we're going to reschedule. When that is, we'll let you know. But Culture Attack, I do that with Ruben. And I do a show with Jeff Lippman, which is usually monthly, since Jeff has a billion other things to do. But it's $5 a month, people. Only $5 a month. And where you can find me anywhere. You can find me on X, Twitter, however you choose to call it nowadays. I have a Facebook page. X. I'm easy to find. And that's about it. I also have a YouTube channel where I like to every now and then just kind of say subscribe. Just type in Drew Yari and you can find me. I'm up to I think we're up to 102 subscribers.
Yeah. What kind of content is your subscribers going to be expecting?
I mean, with the amount of subscribers we're getting, I'm gonna have to put up more shit. So
there you go.
I used to do reaction videos, like to trailers and stuff like that. I might be doing that more in the future, like to trailers, maybe to short horror films.
Yeah.
And also
maybe you can do like reactions like that, and like a wrestling video reactions as well, like the What Culture shit. People love that shit.
I can do that as well.
Yeah, people love that shit.
How if I can make money from YouTube, that'd be awesome. I know YouTube is like fucking Nazis about that shit, but yeah, I mean, you can also find the show on there as well. We also put the show up there. Sometimes we go live. And yeah, you can pretty much find everything about the show on the channel. Subscribe. It's free.
There you go. Yep.
But tell the people where they can find you, Mr. Justin.
Spinebuster Tees, SpinebusterTees.com, Spinebuster Tees on Instagram as well. Yeah, if you are in, if you're not in San Antonio, if you want to support the shop, go on SpinebusterTees.com, get you a t-shirt. Got over 20 designs on the website right now you guys can check out. That's available. I got the Meltzer Star Reigns t-shirt, which is it's a funny dig at Meltzer. Also got the Just Enjoy Wrestling t-shirt, got the Hardcore Wrestling t-shirts, so a lot of designs on the website for you guys to check out. Spinebuster Tees, SpinebusterTees.com. Yeah, if you're in San Antonio area, or if you're in Texas, or you're going to be visiting San Antonio this weekend somehow, some way you're catching this, 20% off in shop. for this weekend. So for us to celebrate Black Friday.
Black Friday. Savio Vega. I love saying that. But that's
it's a throat storm burner when he says that.
What a maneuver!
There you go.
But that's the show, people. Have a good Thanksgiving. Have a good Black Friday. Don't get too crazy when you're at the stores. And have fun with Survivor Series this week. And we will see you next week, same time, same channel. And here's to December. So
here's to December.
All right, guys. Take care. Be safe and have fun.
Peace.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari. It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari. It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari.